Live from Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium at Lynn Cottrell Park on the campus of UNG. Welcome to historic Dahlonega, where Peach Belt Conference softball is on the air. We've got doubleheader action for you today right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. It's the Pacers from the University of South Carolina, Aiken, taking on the second-ranked team in the nation, your University of North Georgia Nighthawks. And good afternoon, everyone, with Cooper Wow and Robert D. Clemente on hand, along with the rest of the Nighthawk Sports Network team. We're glad to have you with us this Saturday afternoon. A few delays from Mother Nature yesterday, and the Nighthawks were able to take the win against the Pacers in Game 1, 8-4. The Pacers took an early 2-0 lead in the top of the third after RBIs from Stanley and Wexler. Unfortunately, that lead was short-lived after the Nighthawks responded with an RBI from Jolie Lester and 2 from Hannah Forehand. The Pacers had the bases loaded with a chance to tie it up in the top of the 7th, but they came up just short after the Nighthawks defense secured them the win. We are underway here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. That first pitch from Kristen Davis is going to be a ball. Cooper, what was the biggest takeaway in yesterday's game, or the biggest contribution you thought the Nighthawks had to securing the win?
Well, it was really important that they played good defense early on in the game, and they did, because normally they're pretty quick to come out with as far as batting and offensively, but last night probably the rain delay throwing them off a little bit, so it took them a while to get going. Eventually they did, and they pulled away, but it was really important that the pitching and the defense was there to keep them in the game.
Absolutely. That early lead from USC Aiken definitely took them by surprise, but they were able to respond in a big way, both offensively and defensively.
Great example of the defensive effort that they put in yesterday, that catch from Gracie Mixon.
Absolutely. Gracie Mixon has been a stud over at third for the Nighthawks this season. The Nighthawks looking to secure the series win here in Game 2. The Pacers looking for the win to let Game 3 later this afternoon decide the winner of this series. Again, we're glad you've decided to join us here in the first game of our doubleheader action on the Nighthawk Sports Network. And here is Cooper with how the Nighthawks defense will be lined up this afternoon.
Kristen Davis is in the ring. Georgia Blair is catching for her. In left field, you have Jolie Lester. In center field, you have Sydney Blair. And in right field is Mariah Wicker. Third base, as we just said, is Gracie Mixon. Over at short is Maddie Perry. Second base is Hannah Forehand. And on first is Olivia Sinkfield, and she'll make the catch here pretty easily. Your designated player is going to be Sophie Mooney. And now Emily Ayers, the catcher for USC Aiken, will take her first at bat of the day.
2 quick outs here in the top of the first. Nighthawks trying to make this a quick 3-in-out to bring their offense out on the field. Nice pitch there from Kristen Davis for strike number 1. And the 0-1 pitch to Ayers. That one's going to be inside of the zone for a strike. So Ayers now finds herself in a quick 0-2 count here. Nice pitching there from Kristen Davis to retire the top of the first. That's going to bring us to the bottom of the first. Jolie Lester is going to lead things off for North Georgia when we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
She has her whole life in front of her and already has a world-class heart team behind her. And so does every generation of her family, thanks to Georgia Heart Institute. Every day, our cardiologists, heart surgeons, and vascular surgeons bring breakthroughs that save and improve lives for generations. So whether you need heart care today or in 2073, we'll be here with the very best for your heart. Georgia Heart Institute.
Meet Harper. Harper was born to care and always had your back. Like the time she spotted a friend's rogue retainer, a threat of a permanent overbite, and made the save just in time.
I got you. Thanks.
Today, Harper still has your back as a teammate at Truist, the bank with Truist One checking.
I got you. Thanks.
With no overdraft fees, a negative balance buffer, and automatic upgrades, it's the checking account.
Getting set to get things rolling here in the bottom of the first. Jolie Lester, the sophomore out of Fayetteville, is going to be leading things off here for the Nighthawks this afternoon. As she sees a ball on her first pitch of the afternoon. Here's how the Pacers defense is going to be lining up today. Over at first base is going to be Mallory Shaver. Over at second is going to be Taylor Butts. Over at third is going to be Jessica Stanley. Over in left is going to be Lauren Wexler. Over in center is going to be Emily Ayers. Swinging a high fly ball into left. And that's going to get down for a base hit for Jolie Lester. So Nighthawks off to a hot start here. Designated player for the Pacers is going to be Shy Kane. Over in right is going to be Skylar Morley. And over in center field is going to be Holly Dom. And the catcher for the Pacers is going to be Emily Ayers. And pitching on the mound for the Pacers is going to be number 13, Peyton Baker. Baker will have to face off against Maddie Perry here as she bunts. And the throw to first is going to be on time.
Sack bunt there to advance Lester to third.
So now that makes things a little easier here for the designated player for the Nighthawks, Sophie Mooney. Mooney, a dual threat player for the Nighthawks. She's been great on the mound and great on offense for them as well, as she sees a ball on her first pitch of the afternoon from Baker.
Sophie Mooney's still looking for her first hit in the series. Had 3 at-bats yesterday, but nothing from those.
We'll see if she can get things rolling here in game 2, as she now faces a 3-0 count. Would not be shocked if she decides not to swing here. But she sees a strike inside of the zone, so the count goes to 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch, swing and a high fly drive into center. That's going to be caught, but then the Nighthawks able to get a run on the board here. So they're going to take an early 1-0 lead here in this one after that RBI from Sophie Mooney. And so now Hannah Forehand, the cleanup batter for the Nighthawks, steps up to the plate for the first time this afternoon.
Nobody for her to clean up this time, though. Sophie Mooney got the job done there.
And so Baker's working quickly here. Forehand now sees herself in a 1-2-1 count. She shows bunt here. That one's going to be outside of the zone for ball number 2. 2-1 count. And the 2-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball into left.
Just foul.
Almost got a hold of that one into fair territory.
That would have been extra bases.
Absolutely. And as you would say, deuces are running wild here. That one's going to be
Chop to second. It'll be out number 3.
But not before the Nighthawks can take the early 1-0 lead here in this one at Haynes and Carolyn Hill. When we come back, Kane is going to be leading things off for the Pacers. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
How do you create something that's different than everyone else? You do it differently than everyone else. Here at Copeland Creative, we specialize in telling captivating stories of wild people, wild things, and wild places. We don't just capture the story, we immerse ourselves in it. We are a diverse, multi-talented media house based in North Georgia, and if you have a story that needs told, we want to help you tell it.
Greatness. Greatness is defined as striving to succeed. It is giving everything you have to achieve your goals. It's not defined by the numbers of games you lose, the numbers of shots you miss, but it's the risk in failing that will define your greatness. You earn it by showing up early, by pushing yourself every day, by working harder than everyone else. And when you've reached that point of giving up, you don't. Most people are good, others are great. Find your greatness.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as Shy Kane is going to lead things off here for the Pacers. Kane's been one of the standout players for USC Aiken. She's already got 5 home runs this season, so teams have definitely struggled to contain her on defense. She sees a ball there from Kristen Davis on her first pitch seen of the afternoon, so the count's 1-0. She sees a strike there from Davis, so the count goes to 1-1. We were talking during the commercial break about the terrific pitching from Kristen Davis this season. I believe Cooper has a stat on how well she's been pitching this season.
Absolutely. She has a perfect 0.0 ERA through 7 innings pitched. The record of 1-0. She has 10 strikeouts to go along with that in the 22 at-bats she's had against her.
And North Georgia's had the #1 pitching in the Peach Belt Conference. Definitely, she's been one of the biggest contributors to that, but she walks Kane to first.
Number 3, Mallory Shaver.
So now Mallory Shaver is going to step into the batter's box for the Pacers for the first time this afternoon.
Let's hope we didn't jinx her.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we didn't just jinx Davis. She throws a strike there, so the count is now 0-1 for Shaver. And that 0-1 pitch quickly becomes an 0-2 count now for Shaver.
Beautiful weather today, not a cloud in the sky. 66 here, just after 1 o'clock.
Absolutely, doing a complete 180 from yesterday's weather in Game 1, or at least leading up to Game 1.
Absolutely. Weather was so crummy yesterday.
But it is a gorgeous day today. We've also got a great crowd here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. Nice pitch there from Davis to strike her out.
Number 6, Skylar Morley.
And so now Skylar Morley is going to step into the batter's box for the Pacers for her first time this afternoon. She bunts there, but Davis with the hustle play there to make the catch. Now 2 quick outs in the inning for the Pacers.
Now batting number 2, Holly Dom.
So now Holly Dom is going to get a crack at it here for the Pacers in her first action of the afternoon. Pacers still got a runner on first in Kane. She sees a ball there, counts 1-0.
That's one of the big differences between North Georgia offensively and most other schools offensively is the execution there. You saw in the bottom half of the first, Maddie Perry bunted. It was a sack bunt, but it got down and it advanced Lester to third. As that bunt there popped up, was unable to advance a runner.
Yeah, Nighthawks offense definitely keeps defenses guessing because they've got some heavy hitters here on the squad, like Forehand and Mariah Wicker as well. But they're always out here confusing defenses as to whether they're going to hit something short or if they're going to try to send this one to the moon. Now Dom faces a 1-2 count from Kristen Davis. With that one, another routine play there for Davis to take us to the bottom of the second. We'll return after this short commercial break. We are watching.
Bryan Properties is a commercial real estate brokerage firm serving Northeast Georgia. Located in nearby Cumming, Georgia, Bryan Properties specializes in commercial real estate along the Georgia 400 corridor. For more information on Bryan Properties, visit bryanproperties.net. The UNG bookstore is operated by Barnes & Noble and is located in the Chastity Building beside Starbucks in downtown Dahlonega. Fans and students can visit in person or online at ung.bncollege.com for all your Nighthawk apparel and textbook needs for the upcoming season.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we are getting ready to get things rolling here in the bottom of the second. Olivia Sinkfield is going to lead things off for North Georgia. She sees a strike for her first pitch of the afternoon. Sinkfield is 4 stolen bases away from breaking the school record here at North Georgia. She now faces a 1-1 count.
She's got 10 this season.
Swinging a high fly ball into center. Should be a routine play there for Dom. So Sinkfield's not going to get the chance to add to her stolen base total quite yet. But now Sydney Blair is going to get a crack at it here for the Nighthawks in her first action of the afternoon. Sydney Blair was just recently named the Peach Ball Conference Freshman of the Week last week. And she faces a 1-1 count now from Baker. Now it's going to be popped over the third baseman's head. So Sydney will get a base hit there. Advance to first.
Now batting number 11, Mariah Wicker.
So that's going to bring up number 11, Mariah Wicker, for the first time this afternoon for the Nighthawks. Wicker tips that one fouled. The count's going to be 0-1. We just mentioned Sydney Blair named the Peach Ball Conference Freshman of the Week. She's second on the team in batting average with .459, as that one's going to be fouled from Wicker. She's fourth on the team in hits and in stolen bases, and she's the fifth different Nighthawk to earn a Peach Belt Weekly Award, along with Mallory Parker, Tybee Denton, Mary Sil Brumby, and Kristen Davis. So big congrats to Sydney, along with the rest of the Nighthawks. If they keep up their dominance, they're sure to be racking in these Peach Belt Weekly Awards.
Half a game ahead of Lander in the conference standings right now. Looking to make it 1.5.
And the 1-2 pitch to Mariah. And Blair is going to be out at second on the stolen base attempt there. So now deuces are running wild here for Mariah Wicker. And the 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt for a ball. Now a full count here for Mariah Wicker. And the full count pitch. Now it's going to be right into the glove of the left fielder, Wexler. That's going to take us to the third. Nighthawks still lead this one 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. When we come back, you're watching.
United Logistics is a veteran-owned and relationship-driven company with a goal of being an integral part of the community, providing safe transportation and shipping solutions, and being recognized as one of the leading providers of transportation nationwide. Visit unitedlogistics.net for more information. Walton & Company Realty is dedicated to serving you with all of your real estate needs. Their team of professionals will help you with everything from transaction coordination, marketing, and representing you as a buyer or seller, and has a goal of making your transaction run as smoothly as possible. For more information, visit waltonco.com.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we are getting things rolling in the top of the third as Stone is going to be leading things off for the Pacers. Ella Stone in at shortstop today for USC Aiken. She sees a ball on her first pitch of the afternoon. And the 1-0 pitch to Stone, going to be inside of the zone for a strike. So now it's a 1-1 count.
USC Aiken is still looking for their first road win this season.
USC Aiken has been off to probably not the start that they had hoped to this season. They sit at 5-13. They did come away with the series win against rivals Young Harris before their series against North Georgia. So they're looking for a bit of a momentum shift here after a 29-22 record last season.
They're going to have to turn around quick if they want to match that performance.
Absolutely. 29-22 record is definitely going to be a tall task to beat. So they currently sit at 5-13. That pitch from Kristen Davis is going to be inside of the zone. So now it's a full count here for Stone.
Their wins include a sweep against Catawba. And then they actually had 4 games in a row also get canceled. And they took one against Erskine, one against Clarion, and one against Anderson.
So they will be looking for their 6th win of the season here in game 1 of our doubleheader. As Kristen Davis now faces off against Taylor Butts. And the 1-0 pitch going to be swung on and missed. Now a 1-1 count. And the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be low for a ball, so the count goes to 2-1. Taylor Butts is rounding out the batting order for the Pacers. She's got Jessica Stanley on deck. And the 2-1 pitch. That one's going to be popped up into the Nighthawks bullpen. So the count now goes to 2-2.
Their second win against Young Harris went to 11 innings. It's a 2-1 game.
It's definitely a very emotional win for them as Kristen Davis gets a strikeout there for the second out here in the top of the third. And the Nighthawks come into this one sitting at 18-1 on a 17-game winning streak. The last time they lost was exactly a month ago to the day on February 4th when they lost to West Alabama 4-7 in the Gulf Shores Invitational. As that one's going to be hit shallow. And the throw to first going to be there on time. So that's going to bring us to the bottom of the third. Nighthawks still lead this one 1-0. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Here in Dahlonega, we treasure our history.
We treasure our waterfalls.
We treasure our wine.
But most of all, we treasure our guests.
We are a family.
We treasure our community.
And we're an experience for you to discover.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we're getting things going in the bottom of the third as Georgia Blair, the catcher for the Nighthawks, is going to be leading things off here in the bottom of the third.
He's batting .317 on the year on 41 at-bats.
She's definitely been one of the main contributors, along with the rest of this well-rounded Nighthawk squad, having the best batting average in the Peach Belt Conference. Now Georgia Blair faces a 1-1 count. Swinging a high fly ball into left. That one goes high into the air, but right into the glove of Wexler to bring us to the first out in the bottom of the third.
Number 15, Gracie.
So that's going to bring up number 15, Gracie Mixon, into the batter's box for the Nighthawks for the first time this afternoon. Gracie Mixon rounding out the batting order for the Nighthawks.
She's batting .333 on 36 at-bats. She's had 2 home runs and 3 other extra base hits, 9 RBIs.
And yesterday, her along with Olivia Sinkfield and Jolie Lester combined for 7 of the 9 hits for the Nighthawks in their win yesterday. Lester led the team with 3 hits. And now Gracie Mixon faces a 1-1 count here. And the 1-1 pitch to Mixon, going to be outside of the zone for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Mixon. That one's going to be low for a ball, so the count now moves to 3-1 for Gracie Mixon. And the 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be high and outside the zone for ball number 4, so Gracie is going to advance to first as the Nighthawks return to the top of their batting order with Jolie Lester. She had a hit in her first at-bat. She's 1 for 1 on the day. She'll be looking for number 2 here. She sees a ball there, so the count moves to 1-0. Swinging a high fly ball, popped up into center. And that's going to be caught for out number 2 by the shortstop Stone.
Nighthawks getting way under these pitches. Popping them further up than they're going distance-wise.
So Maddie Perry now to bat for the Nighthawks. Maddie Perry in at shortstop today. She now faces off against a 1-0 count. Make that a 1-1 count after the strike there from Baker. And the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be hit into shallow center, but the throw from Baker to first is not going to be there on time. So Perry showing off his speed there, able to make it to first. And now Sophie Mooney is going to have runners on first and second. Mooney, the designated hitter for the Nighthawks this afternoon, swinging a high fly ball into right. And that's going to be caught for the routine play for Morley. And that's going to bring us to the 4th. We've still got a tightly contested ball game here in this one. Nighthawks up 1-0 as we head to the 4th. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Moore's Lumber and Hardware has proudly served the homeowners and pro contractors of North Georgia since 1946. Located in Dahlonega, our covered drive-through lumber yard provides customers with both quality products and services. Rains Grading, a licensed excavating contractor located in Lumpkin County, provides both commercial and residential grading, hauling, and paving to the North Georgia area.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we get this going here in the 4th, as Wexler is going to be leading things off for the Pacers. And she sees a strike there from Kristen Davis. North Georgia has the #1 ranked pitching in the Peach Belt so far this season. As we mentioned earlier, North Georgia's pitchers have pitched 9 shutouts this year, allowing just 60 hits and 36 runs scored through their first 19 games. Just to put that into perspective, the Nighthawks have outscored their opponents this season 168-36.
Goodness.
This season. So they have been absolutely dominant on both offense and defense thanks to their pitching. Sophie Mooney had earned the win on the mound yesterday after pitching 1 1/3 inning, allowing just 1 run. So now Wexler finds herself in a 2-2 count here. And the 2-2 pitch going to be in the dirt for a ball. So it goes to a full count here for Wexler. She grounded out in her first at-bat.
All Nighthawk pitchers combined ERA is 1.79, which is better than a lot of singular pitchers' ERAs. So
it's definitely
to
been
have 4 different pitchers or 5 different pitchers that can be that dominant it's almost unfair.
Yeah, dominant is definitely almost an understatement when it comes to North Georgia pitching. And speaking of North Georgia pitching, Kristen Davis now matching up against Ayers. She struck out on her first at-bat. So Davis and Georgia Blair with a quick little pep talk there, as Kristen Davis has already struck out 4 batters here in this one, and we are not even halfway through this one.
There might have been a little bit of miscommunication on the previous pitch. Georgia Blair seems like she didn't see what she maybe signaled. Just probably went out there to confirm with Davis about that and make sure they're on the same page, because Georgia Blair being on the same page with these pitchers is definitely one of many factors that makes their pitching so dominant.
So now Kristen Davis has pitched 3 straight balls here. So Ayers now at a 3-0 count. And that one's going to be right down the middle for a strike. So the count goes to 3-1 now.
Ayers thought she had ball 4 right there. I'm bad to call her back.
She swings and misses on that one, and so Kristen Davis is able to fight her way back into a full count here, facing off against Ayers. And the full count pitch from Davis. That one's going to be fouled near
into the dugout and out.
Pacers dugout over there. And so the count stays full at 3-2. Ayers has got Kane on deck. As you mentioned earlier, Kane leads the Pacers in home runs this season with 5. And what looked like a strike from our vantage point. It's going to be a ball number 4 to walk Ayers to first. Nighthawks faithful here thought that was going to be strike number 3. So that's going to bring up Kane into the batter's box for the Pacers. And she tips that one again back towards the dugout of the Pacers. Count goes to 0-1.
Whole Pacers dugout ducking for cover there. Line shot at him.
They definitely know Kane is one of the heavy hitters here on this USC Aiken squad. She now faces off against a 1-1 count. And the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be outside of the zone for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch from Davis. I'm going to say she swung on that one, so count goes to 2-2. Get the double P signs here from the home plate ump. And the 2-2 pitch to Kane. That one's going to be outside of the zone for a ball number 3. And so now Shy Kane in a full count here. And the full count pitch to Kane. That one's going to be fouled. So the count stays full.
Head coach Jacqueline Poole over there at third could not make the grab. Needed a glove for that one.
Definitely would have made things a little easier to field that one for head coach Poole. Now the full count pitch from Davis. Now it's going to be strike number 3. Gets her swing in there. So that's going to bring out number 3, Mallory Shaver, for the second time this afternoon for the Pacers. Shaver's 0 for 1 on the day. She struck out in her last at-bat, so we'll see what the first baseman can do here. She's going to foul that one towards the net in the direction of the Nighthawks dugout. So the count's 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to get past Mixon into left. So that's going to be a base hit here for Shaver. And that's going to bring out number 6, Skylar Morley. As Kristen Davis lets up her first hit of the afternoon. So now Morley's got runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the inning. And that one's going to be in center field. And the throw to home is not going to be there on time. And the throw to second also not going to be there on time. And the Pacers are going to tie this one up at 1 apiece. After the RBI there from Morley.
Number 2, Holly Dom.
And so now Holly Dom is going to get a crack at it here for the Pacers, and she has runners on first and second now. She tips that one fouled back towards the net, so the count goes to 0-1.
That throw to second, I think about half the Nighthawks defense thought that that was going to be out number 3.
Looked like it, but unfortunately the throw from Georgia Blair was not there in time, as that ball is going to sail right into the glove of Mixon in foul territory, taking us to the bottom of the 4th. But the Pacers tie this one up at 1 apiece. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
This news will bowl you over. If you like Captain D's seafood, you'll love it in our new Big Catch Bowls. With 3 flavor pack options to choose from, Big Catch Bowls are a big hit. It's better in a bowl when the captain is called Captain D's.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we have got a tied ball game here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. Hannah Forehand is going to be leading things off here for North Georgia. She sees 2 straight balls thrown here from Baker, so the count goes to 2-0. Forehand shows bunt here, but she pulls it back. She sees a strike there, so the count goes to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. That one's going to be inside the zone for strike number 2. Now forehand finds herself in a 2-2 count here. Again, she shows bunt, pulls it back. And that grounder to second is not going to be there on time. So forehand able to make it to first. And that's going to bring out number 44, Olivia Sinkfield.
Strong hit ball there. Shortstop could not field it cleanly. A good job there by forehand to run it out the whole way. Normally that would probably be out number 1, but hustle there made it a base hit.
They throw to second. Also not going to be there on time. So right on cue, Hannah forehand not giving up on the play. She's able to advance to second there on what also looked like it could have been an easy out there for the Pacers.
Yeah, I feel like that one probably should have been out number 1. I think the play at first was probably the better play there, but I understand. You know, you still got the force out at second, so especially when you feel like you maybe should have already had out number 1, trying to keep the runner just at first.
Well, unfortunately for the Pacers, they do not have any outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And now Sydney Blair has got runners on first and second now. She bunts that there. It's going to be in foul territory, though. So the count now goes to 0-2 for the Peach Belt Conference Freshman of the Week.
And that bunt was almost perfect. If it had stayed fair, that wouldn't have been a sack bunt. That would have been a base hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Bases would have been loaded here for the Nighthawks and Mariah Wicker, who's on deck, but that one's going to be hit to the pitcher.
And she'll still load the bases.
So, right on cue again. Bases are loaded for Mariah Wicker. And now the Pacers are going to have a conversation here on the mound. Try to calm down Baker here. He's got no outs in the inning, but bases are loaded for the Nighthawks. The Nighthawks have had pretty far and away the best offense in the Peach Belt so far this season, with a batting average of .377. As we mentioned earlier, a whopping 168 runs and 197 hits over the first 19 games. And just to put that into perspective, the closest to them is Columbus State and Augusta with 117 runs, and Augusta with 169 hits. We will see what Mariah Wicker can do here. Swinging a high fly ball into right, or left, excuse me. That's going to go into the bullpen of the Pacers.
Wicker has 2 home runs, 2 triples, 3 doubles, so very, very big hitter this season.
Yes,
previous season, she's been more of a pinch runner.
Definitely dangerous territory here for this Pacers defense. And that one's going to go off the glove of the pitcher. And the Nighthawks are going to score 2 here. And now they go up 3-1 in this one after the efforts from Mariah Wicker.
It was almost a great play there from pitcher Peyton Baker.
She unfortunately couldn't corral that one in. So now the Nighthawks go up 3-1 in this one. Still no outs in the inning. And now Georgia Blair up to bat for the Nighthawks, and she's got runners on first and second. She's going to tip this one fouled. It looked like it was going to roll into fair territory, but the count stays at 0-2.
Yeah, that one hit off of Georgia Blair. She needs a second. sounded like a stinger.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are not fun.
Yeah, definitely can't feel good. She may have taken that one to the foot area. We're going to say she swings on that one for strike number 3. Taking us to our first out of the inning here. So that's going to bring up number 15, Gracie Mixon for North Georgia.
She walked in her first at bat. A walk here would load the bases.
Mixon sees a ball there, so the count moves to 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be low for ball number 2. Definitely don't want to walk Mixon here in this situation, as the Nighthawks will return to the top of their batting order with Jolie Lester on deck for North Georgia.
Jolie Lester already has an extra base hit this game. So
we'll see if she gets an opportunity to add to that here in the bottom of the 4th. And now Gracie Mixon faces a 3-0 count. And the 3-0 pitch to Mixon, going to be inside of the zone for a strike. So the count goes to 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch from Baker. It's going to be ball number 4. And so bases are loaded here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium for Jolie Lester.
Lester's batting .383, on base percentage of .866. She's got 6 doubles and 9 RBIs. So
definitely
Baker's got to be careful here.
Probably the last player that this Pacers defense wants to see in this situation. She sees a strike there from Baker. And 2 consecutive strikes thrown here from Baker. Trying to make quick work of Jolie Lester. And the 0-2 pitch. And that one's going to get over the head of the first baseman. And the Nighthawks get waved home here as they're going to go up now 5-0 in this one after the RBI from Jolie Lester.
It was very nearly another great play there from the Pacers defense. Just tipped off the glove again, and again resulted in 2 runs.
So just some unfortunate luck here for the Pacers in this one, as this inning could have been over minutes ago, but unfortunately they still find themselves here with just 1 out in the inning. The Nighthawks adding to their lead here. It looks like pinch hitting for the Nighthawks is going to be number 22, Marysil Barumbi.
I believe that's Madison Cosgrove that's going to be pinch running for the Nighthawks over at third.
You are exactly right, Cooper. That's going to be number 25, Madison Cosgrove over at third, pinch running. And Marysil Brumby now has runners on second and third here. As USC Aiken's got some pitchers warming up there in the bullpen. And Brumby sees ball there, so the count goes to 1-0. As Baker's already allowed 6 hits through 4 innings here. And this one swinging a high fly ball into right.
Madison Cosgrove tags. And she'll score.
So the Nighthawks adding some cushion to their lead here, making it a 6-1 ball game. That's going to bring up the designated hitter for the Nighthawks, Sophie Mooney. So the Pacers able to bring it to 2 outs in the inning, but not before Cosgrove could advance home, making this a 6-1 ball game.
Starting to get a little bit out of hand for the Pacers here. Very similar to yesterday.
The pickoff attempt there at third.
Almost got Lester.
So the count's 2-0 for Sophie Mooney. And the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into center. That's going to be caught by Dom, but not before the Nighthawks can blow this one open here. It's a 6-1 ball game at Haynes and Carolyn Hill. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
She has her whole life in front of her and already has a world-class heart team behind her. And so does every generation of her family, thanks to Georgia Heart Institute. Every day, our cardiologists, heart surgeons, and vascular surgeons bring breakthroughs that save and improve lives for generations. So whether you need heart care today or in 2073, we'll be here with the very best for your heart. Georgia Heart Institute.
Meet Harper. Harper was born to care and always had your back. Like the time she spotted a friend's rogue retainer, a threat of a permanent overbite, and made the save just in time.
I got you. Thanks.
Today, Harper still has your back as a teammate at Truist, the bank with Truist One checking.
I got you. Thanks.
With no overdraft fees, a negative balance buffer, and automatic upgrades, it's the checking account that has your back.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we're getting things rolling in the top of the 5th. As now to bat for the Pacers is going to be number 23, Ella Stone. She sees a ball there from Kristen Davis. Nighthawks in the bottom of the 4th, able to kind of blow this one open here, making this a 6-1 ball game.
Almost like waking up the bear in that Pacers finally put up a run just for North Georgia to respond with 5 of their own in the bottom half.
Right, and the Pacers defense, unable to execute there on a couple of plays there on defense where the ball was just outside of the reach or tipped off the glove, and Nighthawks were able to take advantage of that, adding on some insurance runs here. We'll see how the Pacers respond here on offense. But a swing and a miss there from Stone. Gonna make it a 2-1 count.
Gonna need some sort of response here. You shake that inning off is a little bit unlucky. I mean, 2 balls nearly snow-coned, and instead it ended up being 4 runs, but it very easily could have been a 1-run or even a no-run inning. So that can be really gutting. But if they can at least get 1 back here, I think that would be huge momentum-wise for the Pacers. Kristen Davis has different plans, though.
She strikes out Stone there. So that's going to bring up number 9, Kayla Butts, up to bat for the Pacers. And that's going to be popped up into right. Mariah Wicker cannot track that one down. It goes into foul territory over the Nighthawks bullpen. So the count's 0-1. And Butts was struck out in her last at-bat. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Davis. It's going to be in the dirt for a ball, so the count goes to 1-1. As Davis gets the signal she wants. And the 1-1 pitch. Now it's going to be outside of the zone for ball number 2. It's now a 2-1 count here. And the 2-1 pitch from Davis. That one's going to be outside of the zone for ball number 3. Count now goes to 3-1 for Butts. And the 3-1 pitch from Davis. One's going to be popped to Hannah forehand. She'll make a throw to first for out number 2. So now the Pacers are going to return to the top of their batting order here with Stanley. It's Jessica Stanley in her 2 at-bats today. She's 0 for 2. She grounded out in her last at-bat. But now Coach Davenport is going to have a little bit of a discussion here with Davis and some of the Nighthawks defense here. So just a quick little conversation here from Coach Davenport. We are ready to resume play. Again, this is just game 1 of our doubleheader for you here today on the Nighthawk Sports Network, with game 2 aiming for a first pitch of around 3 p.m. The count's now 1-0 for Stanley. And the 1-0 pitch. And the effort there from the Nighthawks. We're unable to crowd that one in, so that's going to be a base hit for Stanley. As that one went right over the head of Maddie Perry. So now the Pacers have a base runner on here for Wexler. Wexler had an RBI in game 1, in which the Pacers took an early 2-0 lead in that one. Fortunately, that was going to be the only lead for them of the evening. And now Wexler finds herself in a 1-1 count here. She swings and misses on that one. And the 1-1 pitch from Davis. That one's going to get past Nixon into shallow left. And so now Pacers with 2 runners on base here.
That was a really good job there from Jolie Lester to be ready for that. There's a lot of teams that, you know, play a little bit further back or maybe don't anticipate or react quite as quickly, and that could turn into an extra bag. But a good job there for them to save and keep it to 1.
Yeah, definitely. Gracie Mixon and Maddie Perry do a great job of trying to keep things inside the bases, but they do occasionally let some go by. But as you mentioned, that was a great job there from Jolie Lester to be on top of it there. Keep runners on first and second. And that's a swing and a miss there from Ayers. So the count now goes to 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch from Davis. That one's going to be swung on and missed. Nice pitching thrown there from Kristen Davis as the Pacers are unable to add anything to the board there. And now the Nighthawks will have a chance to add to their lead here when we come back. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
How do you create something that's different than everyone else? You do it differently than everyone else. Here at Copeland Creative, we specialize in telling captivating stories of wild people, wild things, and wild places. We don't just capture the story, we immerse ourselves in it. We are a diverse, multi-talented media house based in North Georgia, and if you have a story that needs told, we want to help you tell it.
Greatness. Greatness is defined as striving to succeed. It is giving everything you have to achieve your goals. It's not defined by the numbers of games you lose, the numbers of shots you miss, but it's the risk in failing that will define your greatness. You earn it by showing up early, by pushing yourself every day, by working harder than everyone else. And when you've reached that point of giving up, you don't. Most people are good, others are great. Find your...
Hannah forehand is going to lead things off for the Nighthawks.
Coach Davo trotting his way over to his perch at third base.
Coach Davenport, one of the legends here at North Georgia. He's one of the most distinguished coaches in the history of the University of North Georgia. Swinging a high fly ball into left. Is that going to get over? And see you later. Hannah forehand with the single home run here in the bottom of the fifth. Makes that a 7-1 ball game. And home runs for Hannah forehand have just kind of become a routine play for her.
And that was a no-doubter for sure. She knew as soon as she hit that one that it was going to be gone.
Unfortunately for that ball, that one never had a chance.
A strong bunt there from Sinkfield. No way.
Sinkfield not too pleased with that call. A good effort from her there.
Nobody could really believe that. I don't even know if the umpire believed that one. That was a really interesting signal that he gave there.
And so that brings us to 1 out in the inning. And that one's going to be popped to the third baseman. She's unable to corral that one in from Sydney Blair, so she's able to get a base hit here. So the Nighthawks offense working quickly here now to bring out number 11, Mariah Wicker. As she's now got a runner on first in Sydney Blair. And she sees a ball there. So the count's now 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch to Mariah, swinging a high fly ball into right. That one's going to be in foul territory, though. That one's going to bounce over the fence and into the street behind Haynes and Carolyn Hill. So the count goes to 1-1. So Mariah Wicker will try to keep something in play here.
Oh,
that one's going to sail over the head of the short.
Another
And
screamer.
Coach Davo is waving him home here. And the run to home from Sydney Blair is going to be there on time as Mariah Wicker thought about advancing to home, but she will stay at third. And so Mariah Wicker with the triple here. And the Nighthawks have blown this one wide open. It is now an 8-1 ball game here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill. So now Georgia Blair is going to get a crack at it here for the Nighthawks.
Not the cleanest throw there to third to try and get Mariah. And they're very fortunate that that bounce came right back into the base path, because she would have made it home. Mariah Wicker is fast.
Absolutely. She's known for her speed here on the Nighthawks. As any sort of errant pitching or errant throws is sure to get her home. Now Georgia Blair faces a 0-1 count. Make that a 1-1 count now for Georgia Blair. Georgia Blair is 0 for 2 on the day, but the Nighthawks have been red hot here in back-to-back innings. So we'll see if she can get something going here in the bottom of the 5th. And the 2-1 pitch to Blair. She swings on that one, misses. So it's now a 2-2 count for Georgia Blair. Georgia Blair get the double P signs from the home plate ump. And the 2-2 pitch to Blair. And that one's going to be swung on and missed for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. So now Gracie Mixon is going to get a shot here for the Nighthawks.
She's already been walked twice today. Peyton Baker just not quite able to figure her out yet.
See if that trend continues here. She's going to pop this one into right.
Strong hit there, but.
So the Nighthawks able to take an 8-1 lead here in this one after a single home run bomb from Hannah Forehand. We'll come back with you here shortly. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bryan Properties is a commercial real estate brokerage firm serving Northeast Georgia. Located in nearby Cumming, Georgia, Bryan Properties specializes in commercial real estate along the Georgia 400 corridor. For more information on Bryan Properties, visit bryanproperties.net. The UNG bookstore is operated by Barnes & Noble and is located in the Chastity Building beside Starbucks in downtown Dahlonega. Fans and students can visit in person or online at ung.bncollege.com for all your Nighthawk apparel and textbook needs for the upcoming season.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we are getting things rolling here in the top of the 6th as Shy Kane is now up to bat for the Pacers. She sees a strike there from Kristen Davis.
Pacers starting to run out of time here in game 1.
Unfortunately, they have been unable to get anything on the board here. The throw to first is going to be there on time. Nice effort there from Maddie Perry to make the throw to first.
A good job there taking her time, moving across and making sure she had the switch from the glove to the hand cleanly instead of just trying to force it.
And that one's going to be popped and over the press box into foul territory, of course. So now the count goes to 0-1. Mallory Shaver up to bat for the Pacers. And that one goes through the legs of Davis. May have been a A little bit of a nutmeg there. So now it's going to bring out Skylar Morley with just 1 out in the inning here for the Pacers. After that base hit from Shaver.
It's a step in the right direction if you're a Pacers fan, but still a lot of work to be done.
And so now pinch running for the Pacers is going to be number 18, Grace Ann.
Don't believe she made an appearance in yesterday's game, so we'll see what she does here.
So now Skylar Morley up to bat here for the Pacers. She bunts there. Nixon makes the grab. Throw to first. Is going to be out. But Ann able to advance to second there. Nighthawks able to bring it to 2 outs in the inning. So now Pacers have a runner on second here.
Now batting number 4,
As the Pacers make a bit of a change here to their batting order. Jacaleb McKelvey is up to bat for the Pacers.
Looks like Blair wants to go out there and have a little chat with Davis.
So we are ready to get things rolling here again. This is McKelvey's first appearance of the afternoon for the Pacers. And she sees a strike from Kristen Davis for her first pitch of the afternoon. And the 0-1 pitch, going to be outside of the zone for a ball, so the count goes to 1-1 for McKelvey. Sun is starting to beat down on us here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill. There's not a cloud in the sky here in Dahlonega. Count goes to 2-1 for McKelvey. And the 2-1 pitch from Davis. That one's going to be hit into foul territory. So now Deuces are indeed running wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And the 2-2 pitch from Davis. And she swung and missed on that one for out number 3, and that's going to bring us to the bottom of the 6th. Nighthawks still up big in this one. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Back with you here in Dahlonega in the bottom of the 6th as Jolie Lester is going to lead things off here for the Nighthawks. She swings and misses on that pitch from Baker. USC Aiken still rolling with Baker here on the mound. That one's going to be popped up into left. That one's going to be caught by Wexler for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So now Maddie Perry's going to get a crack at it here for the Nighthawks. She's 1 for 1 on the day. Has a hit in this one. She'll be looking for number 2 here. She bunts on that one. They run to first. She's not going to make it there in time. So now 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th for the Nighthawks, bringing up the designated hitter, Sophie Mooney. So this Pacers defense trying to work quickly here. Get their offense back on the field. That one's going to be popped up into right. And so a quick 3 and out here for the Pacers. But the Nighthawks will have the opportunity to come away with the win here in the top of the 7th, and we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
United Logistics is a veteran-owned and relationship-driven company with a goal of being an integral part of the community, providing safe transportation and shipping solutions, and being recognized as one of the leading providers of transportation nationwide. Visit unitedlogistics.net for more information. Walton & Company Realty is dedicated to serving you with all of your real estate needs. Their team of professionals will help you with everything from transaction coordination, marketing, and representing you as a buyer or seller, and has a goal of making your transaction run as smoothly as possible. For more information, visit waltonco.com.
Back with you here in Dahlonega as we are getting things rolling here in the top of the 7th. Cadence Adams is going to be leading things off here for the Pacers as USC Aiken is down to their potential final 3 outs here in game 1 of our doubleheader. As she sees a ball from Kristen Davis, so the count goes to 1-0. This is Adams' first appearance of the afternoon for USC Aiken. And the 1-0 pitch from Davis is going to be high and outside the zone for ball number 2.
Believe she came in towards the end of the game last night. Struck out, but some very hard hit foul balls in that at bat.
So she'll be one leading things off here for the Pacers as they try to mount a comeback here in the top of the 7th, but she sees a strike there from Kristen Davis. Count moves to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch from Davis. That one's going to be low for ball number 3. Counts now 3-1 for Adams. And the 3-1 pitch from Davis. That one's going to be swung on and missed. It's now a full count here for Adams. Davis gets a signal, full count pitch here. They're going to call that strike 3 for the first out here in the inning.
Adams thought she had a walk there.
Unfortunately, it's going to be out number 1 here for the Pacers as they are running out of chances here. Now Cameron Green is going to get a crack at it here for USC Aiken. As she sees a ball there. This is also Green's first at bat for the Pacers here this afternoon. That one's going to be inside the zone for a strike. Count now moves to 1-1 for Green. Looks like the Pacers have Stanley on deck. So they'll return to the top of their batting order. But Kristen Davis throws a strike there, so the count moves to 1-2. Pacers do not have a runner on here. And the 1-2 pitch from Davis. Now it's going to be called a ball. So we get the double peace signs here. 2-2 count. And the 2-2 pitch from Davis. That's going to be right down the middle for strike number 3. So now the Pacers are down to their last out here in game 1 of our doubleheader.
Pacers have certainly saved a whole lot of work to do here in this half inning. Really, this last out. Over in the dugout, they might want to get the rally caps on.
That pitch from Davis going to be in the dirt for a ball. But yeah, certainly Stanley's got her work cut out for her here.
7 runs just to force the bottom half, and then they got to hope they can hold the Nighthawks, who done a pretty good job in this last couple of innings. Putting up 7 in the last 3 innings.
It is now a 2-0 count for Stanley. And the 2-0 pitch from Davis. Now it's going to be right down the middle for a strike. The count goes to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch from Davis. Now it's going to be popped right back to her. The throw to first. Going to be there well in time for out number 3. And that is going to do it for us here in game number 1. The Nighthawks with the dominant 8-1 win here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. So the Nighthawks take the series win here against the Pacers. A big thanks to the Nighthawk Sports Network crew working behind the scenes to make this one possible. Again, we will be back shortly for coverage of Game 2 of our doubleheader against USC Aiken. On behalf of Cooper Wow, Robert DiClemente, and the rest of the NSM team, thanks so much for tuning in with us in Game 2 of the series. Again, your final score from Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium. Nighthawks win this one big, 8-1, and we've got plenty of action coming your way in Game 2 of our doubleheader in just a bit. Until then, so long for now.